Good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to today's show, Face the Nation GH, Trending Issues and Rebuilding Ghana. You see, once more, me welcoming community. I know we are at the end of the week. It started on a very smooth note, and I know today being Friday, so everybody is doing well. Trending issues not quick. But before that, we are going to talk about the topic of the day. This is what we are going to do. We'll go back to the EC's office and the role of the CSOs, which are the civil society organizations, or more or influence where good governance and democratic practices are concerned. We'll also get into that. Coding for issue statement B, which is coalition of domestic and election observers. The only statement be banana pay. I believe the rebuilding Ghana, and that's what we are going to look into. They talked about the EC, the role of the EC. Obviously, EC, coming back, gaining the confidence of the people. Look, we will see why they came out with that statement and the need for that particular statement. So we'll talk about that. So quick, trending issues, If you're trending issues now, then we get into I say we will not allow the executive to run amok, Speaker warns. The Speaker of Parliament, Abansuman Bagwin, has asked government to provide adequate resources for the operation of Parliament and the judiciary in the 2021 budget. They were reacting to the budget now, almost spelling it out, So, government introduced 10 pesos baller tax to keep Ghana clean. Reports be say, oh yeah, this is why I have problem. Forget about the taxes now, but the point is, Nipa Nakasanso make up their mind that it's not everything about the government keeping the city or the nation clean. It also have to do with the citizens. Anyway, man attempts death after CEO impregnated his wife. Those domestic issues, and I don't want to go into it. Chairman Sabunsu, 100-year-old trees on cathedral site relocated temporarily. Look, Ghana for the sometimes you don't even know. We will not tolerate any internal dispute that will ruin the purpose of NDC. Yao Jan condemns Sami Jenfi. You see the hypocrisy of Ghana for a former national organizer of the opposition National Democratic Congress, Yao Boatin Jan, is worried about the internal wrangling within his party. But why are they blaming Sami Jenfi? Sometimes you don't even get it. Dear guy can't hear. We say Ubia person can be easy. This is the time they play politics. This is the time on differences are not on looking at the issue that we are talking about, but rather not do a personal issue. Because some issue you are discussing Chief applauds government for COVID-19 vaccines, and in we encourage everybody. Government, decision making was in a very swift and a decisive nature. Obi access be taking because as it stands right now, I know why yes baby the combat this pandemic. Broadcaster journalist Afia Pokua is another domestic issue. Be bold and introduce Ramatu to Ghanaians if there is any. Vim lady dares Dr. Baomia. But I don't see why say Baomia is all hiding from the public. Indeed, so why will be a friend of Ramatuda? Because the point is this. One, religion and preventive from marrying two Muslims, that I know, almost practice polygamy. Even there are certain Orthodox Christians who also practice polygamy. So there is a justification for it. So Ghana society no maybe more accept religion. I permit you, Is it the only first person and a Muslim are all worry more than one? No. You see, you might be on ma if you don't come so open on it, no one my public and the chances to react to. Not like making some mockery about signing my way. How YE booted out Awal Muhammad as a PRO and replaced him with Metro TV Kwesi Efriye. See, that's one of the internal politics. Let them handle it. From Nanado, he said, I want to appoint deputy regional ministers. I think it's in the right direction because the first strategy you're adapting and saying will increase the number of ministers, so that a bit to me expedite the progress of the country. Now, but then they and go see baby and say or catch the deputy regional ministers and so I say now because already they have a full or they have a full staffs a background. So I don't think they're receiving a need. You see, some of the ministries in bureaucracy can limited. Ghana as a country, 30 million population. We don't even need more than even 30 ministers. We don't, including the regional ministers. You see, an ABR, regional ministers, and ABR 16. When it used to be 10, no? You see, the most important thing is looking at how our progress in the country, as we empower the regional ministers, so you make them behave like federal governors, even though we don't practice federalism. But so, I mean, by resourcing them in practice, have absolute control of their regions. Region be needs in terms of the state power when it comes to hospitals, schools, electricity, security, okay? A Bassa region be needs different from other regions, So to me, at the end, they will be focusing on certain thing, particular region. It be a region we have more 2 universities, but don't lack hospitals. That is how I see starting regional ministers and behavior. That's our central government now, unilateral form of government. You creating BBA, BBS or Bakra, or central leaders, railway, no about we no. So our powers in BBA, farmer, regional ministers, not substantive ministries, any keep foreign affairs. Every country, you need a foreign affairs ministry. Defense, you need defense. Interior, you need interior. And even, so our defense and then interior, no crowd. As a more reported to national security, it's okay. It have to do with the safety of the people. Who divide and cry, that's fine. No one, your Ministry of Finance. Then you have Attorney General and Justice Department. Right now we are about 6, okay? With the fancy already 16 regional ministers. In the year 14 more. This 6 year and the transport, no one. Don't divide it. We have the roads, we have the railway. My deputies in the moment delegate power small. In a way, you are saving the country. Because who appointed any power will be bria. You see, look, sometimes if you go by the political pressure, you'll be making a big mistake. You can't satisfy everybody. So anyways, we're cutting at least 16 peoples and we're cutting from the nation's budget, which is not bad. And once more, happy birthday to Akufo and the wife. I saw this on Twitter. I think say then or 10 is 70 with beauty. Nana's beautiful Rebecca. Then from the IGP upon James upon Bueno, I say suicide among police personnel must cease. So I issued him 3 days ago. Yeah. I think it's about time say investigating finding out because already go through a lot of security challenges. Now yes, a limited number of people. So there must be something that is causing that. So it might be from psychological or social or administrative issues. Assigning psychologists. I know they've done that already, but if they can increase it, that will help. IGP charges 480 police counselors. Okay. Let them back on service because we need them. $2021 budget, trotros and taxis to enjoy free income tax. Hotels and restaurants to get 30% rebate. That is good because and then the USC baby will be my release, okay? Looking at our pandemic, we affected a lot of businesses, especially small scale businesses and even those existing corporations in the Quran be affect you. The government coming out with this direction. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Government to introduce 1% COVID-19 health levy, 3 others to help economy recover. Do not remain silent. Seek help when you are being abused. According to Joyce Muktabawa, the aide to the former President John Dramani Mahama. I know says our report has been coming about Women's Day. No more addresses our issue about a lot of women in relationship. They feel being threatened, intimidated, or being abused in marriage. And I commend this preacher or man of God. What's his name? I know I forgot his name. What's it? You don't have to stay in such relationship in as much as you want to protect the marriage. And on the and you're born so better now you have to advise yourself or also seek advice, also reporting as soon as possible. There is nothing wrong with that. You see the indiscipline. Maybe as you see I could do. Ghana institution back up at least when it comes to credibility, dear. Omo bribe, omo njibi, sebi so show mumpo on the roadside in Pona Asemba. They are so distant people. And I took this story, me read it before show. No, I'm like, where are we getting to as a nation? I said dismissed soldier, 3 others arrested for alleged robbery. You see, I am military in Bimo. Guns in your media more for external, internal protection. Look at what they are doing. It's almost the bomb robbers and the book. Yes. When you know, not there are people almost deserve any list into the service. No more causes are deal. Look, CIS Monday you bear the post 2020 election analysis. Now the conduct of the servicemen, both the military and the police, are the police service reshuffles regional commanders. It is in the right direction. Because sometimes one place is corrupted. But the point is, you see, it's not about reshuffle. There should be strategy behind the reshuffling. That's the most important thing. You buy the nekoto regime, you buy man who will name so. Call man want to mean deliver. Construction of National Cathedral remains a priority. Chairman Sabonsu. Anyway, cathedral same way. I don't even want to go into it. Now let's get into this issue. Let's talk and rebuilding Ghana. And yeah, Kodio. Kodio for issue report to be. I said restore your integrity. Kodio advice EC. Why? Under what circumstances a man observer coming out so be restore integrity? That is the first question. Okay, you ask yourself. There's a need for them to restore their integrity. So it means something did not go well. Now, Kodio started in this. The Coalition of Domestic Election Observers has urged the Electoral Commission, which is the EC, to work towards regaining public confidence. I don't know who will be every year. As we go, we will ask questions and we'll be answering the questions. The coalition in its second and final post-election statement urged the Commission to reflect carefully on its election resource management process and make appropriate reforms to deepen the stakeholder trust and public confidence. These are the 2 things. And that is the purpose of any public institution or government institution. You are there to serve the people. And if you are there to serve the people, there are 2 things you have to show us. That actually borders not just on your dignity, but on your integrity. Meaning, the public needs to have confidence in you, and they need to have trust in your work. And if for Kodio to say, the restore my integrity, it means the 2020 election, something actually went bad. Don't you think, positioner Kodio, contradicted with what the Supreme Court did. Contradicted with the Supreme Court ruling. But here is the case. This is an it's like a organization they're in charge of observations. So when it comes to the arms of the government, the judiciary is very powerful. Not per se they can be wrong. That is the purpose of that's the purpose of those institutions. Almost observe it, but it tells you clearly how a lot of people reacted to any Supreme Court, right? We can see that contradiction here. My main confidence, I mean, try to be all mokano. I say adequately involved relevant stakeholders such as political parties, civil society organizations, the National Commission for Civic Education, security agencies, the National Media Commission, and the media, among others, and take on board their inputs, the statement added. Could you also commended the presidential candidate of NDC, John Dramani Mahama, and the NDC for pursuing their grievances with the result of 2020 polls through legitimate election adjudicating channels, including the court system. You see, they are playing two cards here. Fine. Kodio particularly commends Mr. Mahama for accepting the outcome of the election petition dispute, his disagreement with the legal process, and the court verdict. Kodio also praised President Akufo-Addo and MPP for generally conducting themselves well during the court hearing and its aftermath. I further urge all political parties and candidates to use legitimate process to resolve any outstanding grievances. Let's stop there. You see, as an independent body, there should be balance, but you see, they should have actually addressed, seek a legal advice and address some of the proceedings in our court. The mere fact that court needed ruling about AMA NDC for Najatum and MPP also conducting themselves very well doesn't mean say they were satisfied with the results, because who read the statement NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama or Lucy election and it still tells you say court decision is binding him even though he has not accepted it, because on your issues with her trial in as much as almost strategy and failure okay, these were the issues I think I could do to me address it, because judiciary itself is also not above criticism, not at all. The Supreme Court is also an arm of the government. We should not perceive them say it's the same posture like I used at one point and Charlotte say James also did the same thing. So these observers, when they are making reports, sometimes they should be very practical. Now, according to Kodio, will help deepen respect for rule of law and further strengthen the electoral process through appropriate recommendation for electoral reforms. The coalition renewed its call to the Inspector General of Police, James Opombonu, to provide Ghanaians with update on investigation conducted into election-related violence that occurred during the 2020 election cycle. Let's stop there. Yeah. And very, very important, okay? As a democratic system of government or a civilized society, you don't go to polls. No matter how, to mean justify, to mean kunipa about 8 by the use of the state institution, the military and the police. You see, because it was a joint coalition force and almost forming almost secure the support of the Ghana Armed Forces or the military to help the police. Charge James Opombonu. Yes, in cases the police can make an arrest of a military man, but the point is, case where that way. It's not only Kodio calling for the investigation of this. We immediately as MEC now we got a report. Let me condemn Ghana media no more because some of them they are just working for the politicians, political parties, and certain corporations. If you may see during election now, they try not to echo it. To me, it was very unfortunate. Okay, because that is the partner media and Omatiki. They are very selective in what they broadcast, not because they're relevant to, but because ebe put certain people into public scrutiny, so they won't do it. That is hypocritical reportage. That is not good. You see, gradually they are selling their conscience to the politicians, the state institutions, and certain corporations. The media, yes, are public, and then will begin to lose interest in them. You know, media now sometimes no. I mean, I don't mean to disrespect them, but the trend that I'm taking, they should be very careful and they should be very mindful. They should not be controlled. The media should be independent and act as a mirror to capture whatever that happens in the country within that 24-hour clock. No? Okay? Now, Kodio can say, how I say, also all charge James Acheampong because police no, everything investigating the conduct of the military. So how do you buy European Union issue reports again investigating the death of these innocent people? Look, and let me put this, quote and unquote. So government will interest woman. There is no way to be investigating this issue. Even if so investigating this issue, this is what is going to happen. Because when you are dealing with the military in Africa, you have to be very careful. Okay? To me, for political gain. Scapegoat. No. Because the whole Ghana forces needs you forget about the image said. It's not political. It's divided into two. So just no more on some vote for MPP, some vote for NDC. So because so study the conduct of the event that happened what Techima is out, and nobody taking more lives, okay? What study the conduct now? Clearly, you can tell that it was so purposeful. Time almost someone running up on ground, like almost two, almost car, just almost corner, almost the almost shame, and some almost open fire. Because these guys were armless, stones to granite became crowd. They didn't know more yet on the police. But I didn't see in the police once started some more investigations. Whoever gave that command, these people must account for. Let's speak on condition. Assuming they were motivated by the president. Now we you be your scapegoat. One, you could only do that based on all lawyers will recruit you more police service and the military. So yes, sir. Now you are betraying your own lawyers. And conform to decide in the deal among both the police and the military. Some of them are against assuming some more NDC for more armed forces in them, or people of integrity within the Ghana armed forces and the police service. They are against Sadiana Moye. So if that becomes an issue, what created two enemies within the military? They can team up and overthrow the government. And it's our call or more investigating. Let's see how this turns out. I wasn't surprised. Say Joe Wise Babeka said these people are criminals. So he needs to sympathize with them. So unfortunately, I don't even want to go into it because I heard them somewhere barrier service mom said these are the martyrs of democracy. No, they are not. They are victims of democracy. They are innocent people that went to polls to exercise their franchise or their civic duty. And as a result of one's negligence or deliberate act in Yukun. Okay? These are the people we should be speaking for, not corrupt politicians. And they killed these people for no justification. President, grass speech, went to Mimpo Anka, or call parliament and say, State of the Nation address, went to Mimpo Eko, because it will taint his government. The more open investigations in India. Unless the families of these people using international agencies now EU has come out. Go through United Nations. Let them threaten this government with sanctions through World Bank, IMF. So almost started so impose economic sanctions he'll be forced to investigate this issue. Didn't you hear Kwesi Pratt, Atta Kennedy, Nyawota Mako? Immediately after the election, the government investigated that issue. Has there been any investigation? Nobody's going to commence any investigation. Even if one, it's not going to go anywhere. Now let's go here. Kodio can say, I mean, conclude. I say, Kodio Observer reports shows that The post-election environment remained generally peaceful, with no incidents of violence recorded. Yes, the post, yeah. With that, I will agree with him because also a conforming with you for reporting. The whole electoral process, there was nothing wrong during the polling station. With the exception of two incidents, it's a Kaswa Diana will be here too. That's it. Only time you started to issue during the coalition, I want to go fast and buy. I say the observers also indicated that they did not witness or hear of any person or group of persons vandalizing properties in relation to the 2020 election outcomes. Observers also did not witness or hear of any election-related assault on people, citizens in the constituencies observed. The second post-election observation focused on period between January 26, 2021 to February 23rd. Okay. They talked about the post-election issue. They did not actually speak into events that taking place during the election and the after election. Monday, we are dividing into three. Monday, we also look at it. We'll talk about the post-election 2020 analysis. All right, I'll just say thank you to everyone, especially Omo who use Omo data at the end. This is what I always say: you know what you can do. Subscribe it. You just hit the like button. You send invitation. Then you join. You become part of the community as we are growing day by day. Inti say na you bet, and I may not be able to get the world politics, but I'll manage from Monday. You bet it together. Once more, may wish you be a happy weekend. Stay blessed.